Hi guys, this is Megha from Heart and I. Hope you guys are at home and safe. Today I'm going to further teach some more Lebanese, Middle Eastern dips. The first dip that we do is the mahamara, which is originally Lebanese dip. What mahamara essentially has, it has some roasted red pepper. So I'm just going to show you a small portion. I have one roasted red pepper. Now you know how you make began ka bharta and how you dry roast the began whole. That's what I did with the red pepper. But what I also did with it about the skin, I don't wash it. You know, some people wash it. Please don't wash it because you want the charred, skin there because it has a nice smoky flavor. What I've also done is that I've left the seeds on. If you can see, I've kept this, not removed the seeds, I've kept the seeds because seeds also add like a nice zing to it. So what you need for this is the roasted red pepper, some walnuts. I have, well, one third of a cup of walnuts. I have 1 tablespoon of chili flakes. You can also use some whole chili, which you could soak in some water, maybe 3 whole chilies or 2 whole chilies, depending on how spicy it is. Soak it in water for half an hour, and then you can add this to the blender. I'll show you how we add it to the blender. And there's some lemon juice, some cumin powder. You can use honey or sugar. It's up to you if you're using honey. And try to use an organic honey if you're using honey because you know the market honey which you get is really not that great. Try to get a good honey. This is not the best. It's all I could find for now. Of course, some salt. Add some extra virgin olive oil. Try to use an organic olive oil. Also, as I told you last class, I'm using a Spanish olive oil. You know, people think this olive oil comes from Italy, but it does. But originally, Spain is the real market for olive oil. You know, Spanish olives and all that. Anyway, so we start. Again, it's really simple. I start with mahamara. You just have to really just blend the dip, blend the ingredients in it. That's all. So putting in my roasted red pepper whole. You can chop it if you want, but the blender will do the job. So I, do the extra work. I'm going to add my walnut, which is 1/3 a cup. 1 tablespoon of red chili flakes or chili powder. If you use chili powder, you can use half a tablespoon. So it depends on what you're already using. I'm adding some cumin powder. This is what really gives it that uplifts the flavor. Cumin is used quite a lot in Middle Eastern food. It's quite interesting. Even falafel, you add cumin. In fact, in falafel, they also use coriander powder. So close to Indian cuisine, right? And then I'm going to add some salt to taste. So about half a teaspoon of salt. Um, I'm going to add. This is like bigger than a teaspoon, but smaller than a tablespoon. So I'm using one of this, not like all the way up, but if you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but sorry, talking it. But about 1 tablespoon of this, one of this spoon. So it's kind of like say 1.5 teaspoons, you know. I'm just gonna, and I'm going to add some lemon juice. So I'm going to make this easy. I'm going to use a teaspoon. I'm using 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. And the next thing that we do is we add a little bit of the olive oil to it. So I'm going to add maybe 1 tablespoon, half a tablespoon for now. The other one, I'm adding half a tablespoon now. I'm going to add another tablespoon in the end when it's all blended and ready. So I'm just going to simply blend this. It's really that simple. And if you don't have say red pepper at home, you can try some other pepper as well. You know, because it's hard to get ingredients right now. If you don't have walnuts, you can use other nuts. Originally, you know, it's made with a mix of walnuts and pine nuts and whole mix of nuts. So it also depends on how you like your mahamara. Some people like it very nutty. Some people like it more peppery. So you can kind of like play with the balance, the proportion of your walnuts and your nuts overall, and your pepper. So I'm just going to blend this and it will be ready. Sometimes if you pulse it because of the pepper, it doesn't get sort of properly pasted. So I just blend it. Pulse it a little bit. I completely forgot we have to add garlic to that. Just 1 second. Could you get the garlic from the fridge? So we have to add 2 cloves of garlic, and this is well, I completely forgot. So you add that in the beginning. I just add that right now. Anyway, till then, let me show you what the consistency is like while you're waiting. See, this is what a consistency is like. So it's not very liquidy. You see how it drops? That's really how it is. And you want to keep it that way. You can also make it very fine if you like. It's really up to you. I'm going to add some cloves of garlic to it. And I'm going to blend this again. Also, if you didn't add your garlic at the beginning and add it now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finally add 1 more tablespoon of olive oil. What an extra virgin olive oil, of course. Please make sure you have a good olive oil, an extra virgin olive oil, because that really brings out the flavor. Why I'm adding oil again in the end is because it emulsifies. You know, like how you make a mayonnaise, it becomes nice and thick, so it becomes emulsifies, and the flavors really blend in together if you put it in the end. There you go. It's really easy. So the only work with this is just prepping the peppers. You know, everything else is just quick and easy. And if you can see it, see how it is. It's become quite creamy. See, it's become quite creamy now versus what it was before. I like to leave it a little grainy. That's how I like to leave my mahamara. So I leave it like that. Of course, you can add a lot more nuts or whatever else you like to do. So the mahamara is ready. Because you know, I mean, I've eaten mahamara all over, and there's some places where they add a lot of nuts. So what they do is when you eat the mahamara, it's like a bite. So the nuts are like quite grainy and gritty. You know, so it's like a whole bite. So it depends on what you like. Now the next thing that we do is do a baba ganoush. Now baba ganoush and a motabal. They both are the eggplant roasted eggplant dip that you have in Lebanese food. Baba ganoush actually originated from Syria. You know, and then it moved around and found its own variations within that region. So what I've done with this, now the difference between a baba ganoush and a motabal is a baba ganoush has additional like chopped onions and some parsley, mint, chopped tomatoes, and some pomegranates as well. So that's what baba ganoush has. The mutabal doesn't have that. So it's really that simple. In mutabal, you roast you roast your aubergine a little more. You add more tahini. So it's just a variation, but they both are quite tasty. So I'm going to teach you a basic mutabal today. I'll tell you what you can add to make it a baba ganoush. I unfortunately don't have tomatoes and onions right now. My groceries still haven't come, so I can't show you that. But it's just as simple as making like kachumbar and adding it on top and just mixing it. It's really that simple. So here's what I've done with my eggplant. Same thing. What you do for Beggar Bharta, I've removed it, left a little bit of the black, the cooked skin on. It's nice. It makes it smoky. I've removed the head, as you can see, because we don't need that. And the next thing that I have is some yogurt. You can add some Greek yogurt if you have. I had plain yogurt, so I'm adding that. Last we did some tahini. So what I do with my tahinis, I make them every month and keep them in jars, and actually sell them as well. So I have some tahini ready made. So don't add the tahini, which you did last class. You can have a look at how we did that. And you need some olive oil. Why we don't need garlic is because the tahini already has garlic, so we don't need more garlic. What I like to do is, add a little bit of mustard. I don't have mustard powder. I just have some regular store-bought mustard right now, so I've got some of that. Just adding a little bit of mustard, sort of uplifts the flavors. It's really nice. So we start with this. Just blend it really. Yeah. So I'm just going to put the eggplant in. And then I'm going to add the yogurt. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of yogurt. It's smaller than a tablespoon, that's I'm adding more. And then I add some salt to taste. I add some of the tahini. So now with the tahini, with the tahini, you need say about one tablespoon of the tahini. That should be fine. If, for example, I love tahini. Tahini is really healthy for you anyway. So you can add like 1.5 also if you like, but it's like 1 tablespoon that I'm adding. The portion on top is also olive oil, which has been kept in the fridge, so it's cold now. In fact, just another way of storing your tahini. When you guys make the tahini, put lots of olive oil so it sort of covers the tahini. You keep it in the fridge for as much as a year as well. It doesn't get spoiled, but make sure you have that covering of extra virgin olive oil every time you take it out. Make sure you cover it again. So it's preserved. And I'm going to add some olive oil. So 1 tablespoon of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, of course. And I'm going to add, just about half tablespoon, just for a little zing. This is what is the little secret to get, the roasted pepper dip quite interesting. Okay, well, I don't want to leave you guys, so I'm just going to use the same thing. Obviously, please watch this. I don't want to leave this frame. So if you just cover it and watch it, sorry, I'm just showing it to you guys anyway. Or just give me a moment. Can you quickly watch this for me? Sorry. Also with Muhammara as a dip, you can keep it in the fridge for up to 3 to 4 days. Don't use it more than that. And every time you use this dip, make sure you use a dry spoon to take it out. Also with Muhammara, how you can eat it, you can put it on toast, you can have it crackers. Muhammara, hummus, tahini, all of them work beautifully with salads as well. With for your eggs and hummus work beautifully together. For example, in Israel, they have a lot of eggs and hummus, in the morning for breakfast. So you can do that as well. And yeah, I mean, just these are basically dips. Of course, you know that. Sorry, I'm just blabbering now, waiting for the cover. It's almost here. Just a second. I'm just going to blend it now. Okay, now with the baba ganoush and the mutabal, it's up to you how you want to make it. You can also make it quite chunky. You can make it very liquidy. It's up to you how much you want to blend it. I don't like to blend it way too much. So I like a consistency, as you can see. I'm not blended too much. I like consistency a little bit like this. And see, now I have another piece of aubergine here. What I'm going to do with this, sometimes what I do is I chop it up and put it back in. Or if you're being lazy, like me, then what you can do is just pulse it a little bit. Just pulse it a little bit, just chop up, right? So you don't want to have a big piece of roasted eggplant when you're serving the food. That's not fun. And see, now it's been blended. So it's still chunky, right? And that's it. So when you serve either of these dips, you can just take it out in your bowl. And what I usually do with all my most of my leftovers, I just sort of twirl it around with my spoon, and I just cover it with some olive oil. Again, as we discussed with the hummus, why we do it. Of course, the flavor is one part of it, but you don't want the film to be created over your dips when you're serving it, because you don't make the dips specially like 5 minutes before you serve the food. You maybe make it an hour before, right? So you don't want your dips to get spoiled. And of course, cling film them and put them in the freezer, at the fridge, not freezer, sorry. Same thing with Muhammara as well. I'm glad you guys tuned in. I hope you enjoyed the session. For those who are in Delhi, I'm doing some quick orders, limited orders. I'm doing some food and delivering it all over Delhi NCR. So please get in touch with me. Follow my page. It's Heart and I. On Instagram is HEARTHANDI. So it actually sounds like Heart Handi, but it's Heart and I. But thank you so much and enjoy the next session with Pop